Hey everyone, welcome back to Anu Talk Show. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about if you have been posting content, you are showing up on your socials, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You know that you are creating value, and all of the things that previously all those coaches told you, and you are still not getting consistent inquiries, consistent quality leads about your offer, type me in the chat so that we know that you are actually missing something in your business, that you have a gap right now. So, if you're new here, hi, my name is Anu. I am a business coach for Women of Color coaches, and I help Women of Color coaches to leverage their expertise in order to sign high ticket clients consistently. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about how to articulate your offer to generate qualified leads and close them on a sales call. So, before I go any further, let me explain who this episode is for. This training is for you if you are a woman of color coach, you are a consultant, you are a service provider, and you have a real offer, real expertise, real credentials. You already closed clients before and you know it's actually proven and it is working. But your content is not converting right now. People are watching, people are liking your post, and people are even saving your post, but nobody is asking how to work with you. Nobody is booking a call with you. Let me know, when was the last time that you actually got a sale or got a sales call booked? So that is the problem that I want to talk to you about in this episode. And here is why I am the person to teach this. So I started my coaching business from the childhood room in Germany by my parents, and I had no audience. I had no connections in the online space. Literally, I was a little ant in this whole online industry. English is not even my first language, it's the third language. So I had every reason not to believe, or to believe this was not going to work for me. I had every reason that my fitness business will fail, and I had every reason to believe that the business coaching will also not work out for me. But I figured something out early on when it comes to selling your services online. And the reason most women of color coaches struggle is not because their offer is bad or it's not good enough. Yes, maybe you need here and there a tweak, but that's not the main reason why no one is booking a call with you or why you are not generating consistent qualified leads. It's not that you need more followers or that your website is, or that you don't have a website or your website is shit. That's not that. You also don't need a fancy brand photo shoot in order to sign consistent high ticket clients. The only reason why why most women of color expert coaches struggle to sign consistent high ticket clients is because you don't know how to communicate what you do in a way that makes your people want to buy from you now. That's it. Again, the only reason why you are struggling to sign consistent clients is because you don't know how to communicate the value of your offer in a way that makes your people want to buy from you now. That's the whole process. That's the whole problem. That is what we're going to fix in today's episode. So, when I figure it out how to articulate my offer clearly, same audience, same platform, and same me, everything shifted. I went from posting content and being in that content hamster wheel that got engagement but no clients to creating content, sales content that had people in my DMs asking, I need more information. Like, how can I work with you? And now I helped hundreds of women of color coaches to do the exact same thing. Same expertise they already had, same audience they are already having and talking to right now, but they need a different positioning, different communication style, and different results. So, why you need to hear this today and not in 6 months. Why you need to take actions right now is because every single day that your messaging is unclear, that your communication is unclear, you are actively repelling the people who would pay you now, who are having the problem that you are solving right now. You are pushing them away. Not because they don't want what you offer or they don't need your coaching, but because they cannot tell that your offer is for them, and they cannot justify to pay you 3,000, 5,000 in order to get the transformation they really desire. So there is a disconnect in their brain because of the communication style that you have right now. Let me know in the comment section if that actually makes sense, if you actually understand how important communication is, or your communication skill, in order to continue to sign high ticket clients. Because your communication is doing the opposite of what you're thinking right now. Otherwise, you would have had consistent high ticket clients. You think you are attracting, you're actually confusing them. And again, confused buyers don't buy. Confused buyers don't buy. They scroll and they will go to competitors because they are not obligated to wait for you that you are getting better with communication in 6 months. They are not gonna wait. Maybe you are waiting to actually solve that problem in your business. But if a person has a big problem and they see the urgency to solve that now, they will always figure out a way to solve that now. No matter if it is from you or from someone else, they will get the money. That's why you are getting all the time, I don't have the money. And now you have all this resentment towards your audience. You're like, I'm giving so much value. Why are they not seeing it? Because your communication skill sucks right now. So don't blame the audience, blame your skill. Blame that you still need refinement and feedback, and that it's okay that you need refinement and feedback in that area. So here is what I'm going to give you today. Okay. I am going to walk you through only 3 areas, specific areas of your offer, communication, that are either making you money or costing you money. And this comes from my framework that I teach my clients inside Leverage 20, the power of one tool. Inside Leverage 20, I teach you all 5 areas. But here in this episode, I'm going to touch the only trees that you need to like. If you only change those trees, you will actually book a sales call in the next 7 days or less. So the power of one, okay, has 5 pillars, but the 3 pillars that we're going to talk about today is your program promise, your ideal client identity, the relevancy, and urgency. So by the end of this training, you will know exactly where your communication is breaking down and what to fix first. Again, if you're posting content, people are liking, commenting, saving, but not booking a call or not actually signing up when they are on a call, you need to fix the power, like you need to fix your communication and messaging using the power of one, two. So if you're ready, type in ready in the chat and let's go. Always grab a pen and paper because this is gonna actually change your whole business and life. So before I give you the framework, I need to show you what is actually happening in your business right now, because you cannot fix a problem you have not properly diagnosed. Okay, you cannot fix a problem you have not properly diagnosed. So here is what I hear from most women of color coaches every single week, every single day when they come to me. They tell me, I keep posting, but nothing is happening. They keep telling me on calls, like, my messaging is all over the place. Does that actually sound familiar? Type yes if that has been you. And what you actually want is, because most of you will not say this out loud. Okay, most of you, you are still shy, or you are still like, I don't know what is actually holding you back from saying the desires that you want out loud. You want consistent clients. You want people reaching out to you without you having to chase anyone, right? You want to wake up and know that your business is working, it's paying the bills, it is actually scaling. not wonder every single month whether this is going to be the month you finally figure it out. You want to consistently scale to 20K a month with simple strategies, with one leveraged offer. You want proof that this business can actually work for you and help you to build the generational wealth and help you to have the freedom inside your business that you actually desired when you started in the first place. And you want to stop explaining your career choice to your family, right? Especially if you are an immigrant child and you are coming from a South Asian, from a woman of color, people of color background. You want to actually tell your family members that this choice was the best choice, and you want to stop living in survival mode. You want your work to keep being recognized and at the level of your expertise, and you know that you can leave a bigger impact when you figure this out, right? And deeper than all of that, you want to build a business that changes your life and your family's future. You want generational wealth. You want freedom. And even if you never said that out loud, and it is okay to say things out loud that you desire the most. And I know this because I built my business too. Now, here is what is really causing the disconnect when it comes to your content and having qualified leads, booking sales call with you. You think the problem is your content. You think you need to post more, right? You think you need to be on more platforms, leverage all platforms. You think you need to create like fancy reels or dancing reels that will go viral. You think you need more funnels or webinars or a better website. None of that is the problem that is the real problem that you have in your business. Okay. So you don't need to go viral. Actually, I prefer not to go viral and attract unqualified leads. I prefer to actually have a content system that will only attract qualified leads who are the best fit for my group program. And when you go viral within social media, you don't have to control who you will start to attract inside your audience. And now, if you go viral and your communication is not there, and now you started to attract people who are not even your ideal client, who are not qualified to work with you, they are giving you more objections, and now you are starting to think the audience is not there. Okay, but that's actually another day, another topic. So the problem that is that your communication is pushing people away. You do not know how to communicate in the simplest way possible so that the right person can qualify or disqualify themselves immediately by watching your content. That is the real problem that is happening right now. This is why you keep saying my messaging is all over the place. I keep posting, but nothing is happening. It's because the communication is pushing people away. Listen to that again. Your job is not to convince everyone. Your job is to communicate so clearly that the one person sees your content and thinks this is exactly what I need. And when your communication is at a level where your one person understands what you do, you will start to have higher conversion when it comes to cold leads as well. You don't have to nurture your people for months, for years in order to convert them in your high ticket offer. And the wrong people will disqualify themselves as well because they now also have a piece of content where you are communicating, okay, this is actually not for me. Both of those outcomes are a win for you if you are a woman of color coach and you are signing high ticket clients. But what most of you are doing instead is you are creating content that is so broad because you are so afraid to be specific and to actually um, disqualify people. You keep being generic in the industry. So for everyone, right? That your content speaks to everyone. And because of that, nobody feels the urgency to act right now with you. Nobody feels like you are actually talking directly to them. And when nobody feels like you are talking directly to them, nobody is going to buy your 3K, 5K, 10K offer. Nobody is going to actually enroll today in your offer. And this is uncomfortable to hear. Hi, Iona. How are you doing? I keep seeing you in my life. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. So, you were taught to create an ideal client avatar, right? If you are in the industry for more than 3 years, you probably have a Google Doc that is called ideal client avatar, right? Female, age range from 20 to 30. She makes 3 to 10K a month. She lives in New York. She is a mother, right? That is demographics, right? That's the big mistake that you have been actually taught from the beginning, that you should create content based on the demographics. Based on she's a female, she's from 20 to 30, she makes 10K a month, or 2 to 10K a month, she lives in a big city, she has kids, she's a mother. That's demographics. But what nobody is telling you, that demographics do not buy. Nobody buys from your content because they are seeing your copy is talking to demographics. They only buy because you are talking to values. They only buy because you are talking to identity, right? Because nobody actually wakes up, sees your content, and says, okay, yeah, I'm a 20-year-old woman. I live in New York and I make 5K a month. So, yeah, let me go find a coach who targets that. That is not how buying decision works in today's industry. Yeah, maybe it worked 10 years ago, but your buyer evolved, your market is more sophisticated, they make better decisions than 10 years ago. So now that is not working when it comes to making a buying decision to invest in a 3 to 10K offer. People buy when they feel seen. And they buy when they feel like you understand their specific situation better than anyone else. They buy when your message hits that nerve so good that they think you are reading their mind. So you cannot create that feeling with demographics. You cannot create that with, oh, yeah, you are a female, you are 20 years old. You cannot create that. But you can create those specificity with your content when you actually talk to their identity, when you create it with specificity, when you create it with relevancy. And this is exactly why you need the tool, the Power of One, because it is designed to help you to go away from ideal client avatar document and talk to the demographics, but go more deeper into identity and relevancy. So that's what I want to actually talk to you today. So the first area, let's talk about pillar one, okay? From my Power of One tool. First area of your offer communication is that you either make you money, right? Or it will cost you, is your program promise. Write this down. Let me define what I mean by that. Your program promise is the specific tangible outcome your idea, like your client, will get from working with you. Not a vague transformation, not a feel good statement that is now living on your Instagram bio, a specific result. And here is how I know that most of you are actually having a bad program promise, or that you need to refine your program promise today. When someone asks you what you do and you say, I help women step into their power, I help people transform their mindset, I help women to live their best life. I say this with love and with care for yourself, that I want you to succeed in your business. You have to stop having vague program promise. What does step into your power actually mean? What do you mean by that? What does transform your mindset mean? actually look like on a Tuesday morning? What does live your best life mean when your client is sitting at her kitchen table trying to figure out how to pay for her kid's school fee? What does that mean? Because those statements mean nothing to a buyer. They don't understand it on a specific level. It sounds nice, it sounds like generic, and you are now talking to all the people in the world, and they look good on graphic, right? But they do not make anyone pull out their credit card and figure things out to actually start working with you, because nothing about that is specific enough to buy. So let's talk about what a strong program promise looks like. And it answers three questions. Number one, what is the specific result my ideal clients get, or my clients get, my paid clients get? What specific result does my client get? Number two, in what time frame can they expect that result? Number three, what makes my process different from everyone else or everything else they have already tried? That's it. So let me give you an example, okay? I want you to give me the example of my business. So my promise is not I help coaches grow their high ticket business. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit specific with high ticket. Like, we are not helping coaches with scaling their low ticket. We actually help them to take that low ticket and make it high ticket and continue to sell to get more high ticket clients. And honestly, like, I help coaches grow their business. That is everyone saying, right? And especially 10 years ago, that was the number one promise that you saw in the online industry. My program promise now is, after I did the Power of One tour, I help women of color coaches restructure their offer and refine their messaging so they can sign consistent high ticket clients within the first 90 days, using the audience they have, without ads, without funnels, without posting 10 times a day. Do you hear the difference between I help coaches grow their business and now I help women of color coaches restructure their offer and refine their messaging to sign consistent high ticket clients? That's it. One statement is a bumper sticker, the other one is a buying decision. The other one helps me and helps the audience to qualify themselves, but also to disqualify themselves. If they are not a good fit, they will never book a call with me. If they are a good fit and they have questions, they will always book a call with me. So when your program promise is so specific, your content gets easier to create. Suddenly, going live is so simple. You know what to talk about. You have a process, you have a system. Your sales conversation gets shorter, and your prospects are already half sold before they get on a call, because they already know exactly what they are getting by working with you because of your program promise. So here is your action step, okay? I hope you have your pen and paper out. After this training, I want you to write out your program promise and DM me. I want you to screenshot me your Instagram bio and send it to me in the DMs, and after you fix your program promise. So this is the formula. I help specific person achieve specific result in which time frame by unique method, without the thing that they are afraid to do or tired of doing something. Okay? No fluff, no filter, no language that everyone should understand. Go deep. So if your toddler or if a young child would not understand what you do from that sentence, it's not clear enough. You have to go back and you have to refine your program promise again. Okay? Write this down, test it, say it out loud. And if that is actually not, or if that's actually not feeling like a gut punch of clarity, of specificity, keep refining it. Get the coaching. Why are you not actually going specific when it comes to your program promise? So I love working with women of color coaches because they are afraid to go specific when it comes to program promise, because they are afraid that they cannot actually get the results to their clients. They are afraid to make bold promises. They are afraid of that. And that has nothing to do with strategy anymore, because it's kind of like a mindset block that a lot of women of color coaches are having. So either you figure it out on your own and it takes 6 more months, or get the help to refine it, and you will have a program promise that will get you the clients in the next 30 days. Again, this is pillar one, okay? If you don't have any questions, we will go to pillar two. Pillar one is your program promise, get it locked in, refine it, and I promise you, you will get clients in the next 30 days, because your program promises everything when it comes to your high ticket coaching. So, number two is you're one person. And this is the one that changes everything when you get it right. So, I already told you demographics do not buy. So, stop building your marketing around age, around income level, around location. That information is useful for Facebook ads. It was useful 10 years ago, and I'm pretty sure you have a document in your Google Drive which is called Ideal Client Avatar. Um, that's it, okay? We don't need that. It is useless for organic content that is built to sell, okay? So, what actually sells is when your ideal client sees your content and feels a shift in their identity. So inside Leverage 20, we teach identity based messaging, because the women I work with, they already refined their messaging with coaches. They already have this ideal client PDF, and still their content is not landing, because the missing piece is the identity piece when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to your content. So when your ideal client is reading your post, they should actually think, this is the person I want to become, or who I am becoming, right? That is who I am already, and someone finally sees that. So your ideal client's identity is not about who they are on a paper. It's about who they are becoming through your work. So the question you need to answer is, what identity is your ideal client stepping into when they start to work with you? That's the only question you need to answer in order to create content that starts to sell, in order to help you to get qualified leads on a sales call. Because what I know about the woman I serve, before they work with me, they see themselves as a coach who's trying to make it work. They are hustling, they are posting, they are guessing, they already invested thousands in coaches and nothing sticked. They are hoping that the next post is the one that will change everything, that will get them the client in the DMs, and then to book a call and then close them. So after they work with me, they see themselves as a coach who runs a profitable business that hits 20K a month, because they have a system, because they have the clarity, because they have the confidence, because they are not guessing anymore. Especially women of color coaches, after they worked with me, they stop playing small. They stop letting all those patterns hold them back from scaling to a 20K a month business. That identity shift from trying to actually becoming and being confident in their sales skills is what I sell. Not new tactics, not templates. I don't sell any templates. I don't sell you have to dance on reels. I sell identity. So when you understand the identity your client is stepping into, your content will completely change. So you will start, instead of posting like general tips, how to content, you start speaking to specific person in a specific moment of their life. You know what thoughts they are thinking, and you start being so bold that you are able to call out the behaviors that are keeping them stuck. You start to paint a picture for them that of who they are becoming on the other side and what results they can expect because of that. So, sales and business is all about belief transfer. You, as a coach, you have to transfer the possibilities inside your prospect's mind with your content. That is when they start to think about working with you. right? Because when someone reads your content and think, oh my God, this person understands me better than I understand myself, that's when they buy. That is when they don't feel pressured to invest in something. They feel like they feel like, oh my God, yeah, I need this. I believe in my possibility again because of this person. So I trust this person. So again, selling is belief transfer. If you like, when you believe in your offer, holding it back is actually the disservice. It just means you don't believe in that offer that much. You don't believe in your audience. You don't believe in yourself as well. And when your client believes you understand who they really are and who they want to become, the sale is already made prior the sales call. This is how you will get 100% sales conversion, because you are already selling with every single piece of content that you are selling. Do you have actually any questions so far before I give you pillar 3? So I want you to give you 3 questions in order to get clear on your one person, so that the identity level is coming out and you can start communicating that when it comes to selling your offer. Number 1, who does my ideal client think they are right now? Number 2, who do they want to become? And I want you to think about, what does the next level version of them look like? Like, how do they show up differently? What are the possibilities for them? And what do they believe about themselves? Number 3 is, what specific moment makes them realize that they need actually help right now to get to where they want to go. It's not about a vague feeling, it's a specific moment. Think about your own journey. What was the specific moment for you, right? Maybe she finishes another launch and barely signs anyone, right? And now she opens a bank account and the number does not match with the hours she's putting into her business. That's a specific moment where I know my ideal client is on the fence of jumping into investing in a coach who will help her to figure this out and install the system she needs. That was pillar 2. Pillar 3 is relevancy and urgency. Relevancy and urgency. And honestly, this is the one that will determine whether you are making sales this month or still building your brand, building your website 6 months from now. So here is what I mean by relevancy. How relevant is the problem that you are solving to your ideal client's life right now? Not in theory, not eventually, right now. Because urgency in your offer determines how many sales you are making in the next 30 days. Let that land. Yeah. Again, urgency in your offer determines how many sales you will make in the next 30 days. You can have the best program in the world, and I'm pretty sure you have the best offer. You have the best in your expertise. You have a you can have a beautiful brand with beautiful color, a gorgeous website, photo shoot you did, now invested 4 figures into that, a perfectly designed offer. Maybe you did your research and the curriculum is done, but no clients or less clients. But if the problem you are solving does not feel urgent to your client today, they will not buy today. Okay? If the problem that you are solving does not feel urgent to your prospect today, they will not buy today. They will bookmark your website. They will save your post. They will tell themselves that they will think about it. They will come back to it later. But later you will know they will ghost you and they will never come back. So most women of color coaches positions their offer as a nice to have without realizing it. In today's market, in today's trust recession, a nice to have means you're building a dead business. You are just having a hobby that is not giving you any profit, any revenue. Because they talk about like transformation in a way that sounds beautiful, but it has no urgency. Imagine, like, for example, you are saying, imagine you wake up tomorrow and you feel confident. Who wants that? Or what would it feel like to finally have clarity? What do you mean by that as a coach? Right? So, urgency comes from specificity. Urgency comes from naming the exact cost of inaction. Urgency comes from making the problem so real, so tangible, so present tense that your prospect cannot ignore it anymore. They cannot ignore it. That is what we want to create when it comes to communicating your offer. So, how can you create urgency without being pushy? Okay, here is the shift. Instead of talking about what life could look like, also talk about what life could looks like right now. So instead of imagining having consistent clients, you can start saying, you have been posting content for 6 months and your last launch got 2 inquiries. That is not a traffic problem, that is a messaging problem. And every single month, you are not fixing it, you are leaving money on the table. So that actually, you can see the difference. The one is showing the mirror directly to your prospect's face. Because people do not only buy in dreams, they buy the mirrors. They actually buy the thing that reflects their reality so good that they cannot keep ignoring it because they have been ignoring it. Otherwise, they would have the transformation they desire right now, but they don't have it. That's why they consume your content. That's why they book a call but then ghost you. Unfortunately, the communication was not good enough to close the deal. So, here is how you can test whether your offer communication is relevant enough. Ask yourself, when my ideal client reads my content, does this person thinks this is nice information, or does this person think I need to fix this immediately? If your answer is the first one, you know your messaging is educational. You are building an audience and a brand around being the educational coach in the industry. That also means that you will not have enough inquiries, right? Because you are building the authority, but you are not selling. Selling happens when your content creates a gap in your mind when your prospects reads it and realize, okay, the way I have been doing this is costing me more money, more time, more energy, and there is a better way, and this person has it. That is relevancy, that is urgency, and that is what will turn followers into buyers. Any questions about number 3, which is relevancy? Go look at your last 10 posts of your content, every caption, every video, every story, and ask yourself, did this content actually have a specific urgent problem? Did I actually communicate it so simple that a toddler can actually understand it? Did I make my prospect feel the cost of inaction, what will happen for them? Right? Or do I only give good advice and I expect them to buy because I'm giving free value? You have to be honest with yourself when it comes to building your business, because you are the CEO, you are the marketer, the head coach, you are the salesperson, you are everything. And oftentimes, we keep so much feeling towards our business so that when we are evaluating, we don't evaluate in the honest way, which keeps us stuck. But you have to be honest with yourself when you are evaluating what is working, what's not working, what to do differently. Because the content you are creating right now is either generating clients or it's generating likes. And likes do not pay your bills, right? Let me know if you have any questions. So you can actually take the 3 pillars that I just taught you and go implement them on your own. You can audit your content, you can rewrite your program promise, you can start shifting your messaging and how you are communicating your offer that will land to your prospect. And you will get results from that alone. I had leads who told me that they had listened to that prospect where I talked about refining your messaging, and they got clients in the next 30 days. You can do that. But here is what I know from coaching hundreds of women of color coaches: the gap between what to do and actually doing it correctly, that gap is where most people stay stuck. Because otherwise you will get the results, right? Because there are so many free resources. The reason why you are stuck is because you will go to a place of second guessing yourself. You will wonder if your promise is specific enough or if it is too specific. You will hesitate to narrow down your ideal client, your one person identity, because you're afraid of leaving people out. And that's why you will start to soften your urgency, because being direct feels uncomfortable. And that's exactly why Leverage 20 exists. Because we turn the offer you have into an offer that will scale to 20K a month. So when you start to work with me inside Leverage 20, here is what will happen. Phase one is offer restructure. We take the offer you already have, the one that is not getting inquiries right now, and we restructure it. So we look in your program promise. We define your one person's identity at the deepest level. We build the relevancy and the urgency into every piece of your communication, so that when you start showing up on your social media, you start posting that content, it's not just adding more noise, it's actually creating conversations that will convert. You will have the same audience, but you will have a different positioning. And because of that different positioning, more high ticket clients inside your offer. This is phase one, what we're going to do inside Leverage 20 when you join. Because nothing else matters until your offer communication is all right. It's tight, right? Because you don't need more content. You don't need a bigger audience. You don't need website. You need the clear messaging, and it starts with your offer communication. And then we go deeper, because then we will start building out your content system. We build your sales process. We build your system that would turn your coaching business into a business that would generate clients consistently without burning out, without posting 10 times a day, without doing live launches and feeling like burnt out. None of that has to be your reality. So, Leverage 20 is for you if you are a woman of color coach, expert coach, you have an expertise, you have real experience, and you have an offer where you close clients, but now you are done second guessing. You are done playing small, because you have been in business, you have invested in your education, and you know you are good at what you do. But the missing piece is your ability to communicate your offer and sell what you already have. This is not for you if you're still figuring out if you are a coach or not. So, this is for you if you know you have a craft and you are ready to get paid for that highly, like at the level that you deserve and your expertise deserve. So, here is what I want you to do, okay? If you're listening to this episode, you're listening until now, and you are wondering if Leverage 20 is a good fit, let's book a business audit for you. Let's book a call with me. And on that call, we're going to look at your current offer. We're going to look at your current messaging and at your current sales process. And we're going to figure out what is the missing gap here. Why are you not signing consistent clients? And I'm going to tell you what you need to change in 3 steps in order to sign or start signing consistent high ticket clients. So, this is not a call where we pressure you into something. This is a call where we diagnose exactly where your communication is breaking down and show you the roadmap to fix it. So, the call alone will actually give you the clarity than the last 3 courses that you bought for $200. So, book your call. Okay, if you are thinking about joining Leverage 20, you are not sure, and you need to know what is the real gap in your business, let's do a business audit. DM me ready. I'm going to send you the link and we're going to go from there. And before I actually leave you and before we end this episode, I want to say that you just need a different strategy. Okay, a strategy that is built for you if you are a woman of color coach, an expert, and service provider, by someone who has walked the same path. Your accent, your story, your background, that is your leverage point. That is your brand, your personal brand. And the world is waiting for you to stop hiding it. And it's easy as a woman of color coach to shrink, to not share all of those stuff because we are in the minority. It is okay. We have to see that that is our leverage point. This is our strength. So that's why you have to be sold on yourself first. You have to do it scared. You have to do it anyway. So I will see you inside Leverage 20. Again, drop me a DM. I'm ready. I'm going to send you the link and we're going to do a business audit very soon. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this episode helped you to see how to get better at your communication skill. Like I'm realizing in business, your communication is everything. Same as in life, when you are in a relationship, you know that communication skill is the number one thing in your relationship. Same with your parents, same with your siblings. So you got this, okay? It's just a skill that you need to learn, that you need to refine, but also need the feedback in order to get better. With that being said, thank you so much for joining, and I see you in the next episode. Bye.